This is AI Command App News for Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. 5 stories moving business and markets today, starting with the biggest hardware commitment in Apple's history. Story 1. Apple commits more than $30 billion to Broadcom in a U.S. chip-making push. This is Apple's largest American manufacturing commitment to date, and it includes a direct $1.5 billion investment in Broadcom's fabrication facility. Why it matters. Chip supply chains are being redrawn along national lines, and Apple is paying a premium for resilience. And here's the twist. The Financial Times reports that at the same time, Apple has begun testing DRAM memory chips from China's CXMT for devices sold in China. So Apple isn't picking a side, it's building a regionalized supply chain for each market it serves. For business leaders, that's the playbook to study. Redundancy is the new efficiency. Broadcom shareholders got the headline win, and suppliers positioned in U.S. fabs stand to benefit from what looks like a durable trend. Story 2. Markets turned risk off after President Trump declared the U.S.-Iran ceasefire, over, following ship attacks in the Strait of Hormuz and renewed American strikes. Oil prices soared, Dow futures tumbled, and Bitcoin slipped. A reminder that crypto still trades like a risk asset when geopolitics flares. The pressure extended a rough stretch for memory chip makers. Micron and SanDisk kept losing ground, with Micron deep in bear market territory as investors wonder whether the memory market is near a top. One analyst summed up the mood as, a skittish AI tape. Not everyone is defensive. Fundstrat's Tom Lee says he's buying the dip. The takeaway for investors, energy exposure and supply chain risk are back on the board, and the AI trade is showing its first real two-way volatility in months. Story 3. AI access is officially a geopolitical variable. OpenAI says it will publicly release its GPT-5.6 models, ending limits that had been in place at the government's request, and that follows Anthropic restoring access to its latest models after a weeks-long clash with Washington. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Pacific, China issued a security warning over Anthropic's Claude code, claiming specific versions contain backdoor vulnerabilities that could send sensitive information to a remote server. Why it matters. Whether those claims hold up or not, enterprises just got a clear signal that model availability can change with policy. In either capital, if your operations depend on a single AI provider, you now carry regulatory risk in 2 countries. Contingency planning for AI infrastructure is no longer paranoid, it's prudent. Story 4. The AI build-out is reshaping capital markets. Amazon is raising at least $25 billion in a bond sale and says it won't issue more debt in 2026 to fund its artificial intelligence investments. The market liked it, the stock climbed. Meanwhile, in China, Alibaba jumped nearly 10%, leading a broad rally in Chinese AI stocks. And BlackRock is launching a challenge to the $488 billion Invesco QQQ Trust, going straight after the most traded tech ETF on the market. Why it matters. AI capital spending has moved from cash flow to the bond market. Index providers are fighting over who gets to package the trade, and Chinese AI names are attracting real flows again. The financing layer of the AI boom is now a story in itself. And story 5. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is raising roughly $10 billion in its first outside fundraising round at a valuation of $130 billion according to CNBC and the New York Times. Add former OpenAI executive Kevin Weil joining the board of rocket startup Stoke Space, and a pattern emerges. Capital and senior AI talent are flowing into the space economy. When operators leave the hottest sector in tech for reusable rockets, investors should pay attention to where conviction is moving. That's your AI news for today from AI Command App. Markets are jittery, the chip supply chain is regionalizing, and AI access now comes with a policy asterisk in both Washington and Beijing. We'll see you tomorrow.